I'm Dr. Stephen Taylor here with Mary Lou Newbold. Hello, Mary Lou, and don't you look festive today?
Hello, Dr. Taylor. Always a pleasure to be here.
Why, thank you. Well, put the lime in the coconut. What do you think of the new lime green uniforms Thursday?
Well, we won the game. Played well. Looked, well, different, as I say in my hat. I don't really care what social media wants to say about the new uniforms or my hat. If we win the game, they can be out there in blue jeans for all I care. We just need to win.
I agree on that, and we did play a good game, defeating the LA Rams 24-3.
And it was a good trip down as well. We had our good friend and CFL legend, Dave Cutler, with us, so that made watching the game pretty cool. I learned a lot more about football and what goes on down on the field.
Yeah, what a nice guy. He joined us for Facebook Live during the halftime, too. He wasn't quite sure what to make of it, but he jumped in and had some great comments on his own experience having his eyes examined.
Very true. He is one of many patients who had no idea just how poor his vision was under certain conditions until you explained it to him and he was shown what he was missing. And as I said in the Facebook Live post, you don't know what you don't know until you know.
Right. Pretty much. Is that what you want me to talk about this podcast? I'm always happy to talk about the importance of routine eye exams.
That's exactly where I'm going with this. How about you tell us about an experience where an eye exam changed someone's life because they didn't know something about their vision?
Okay. I've had quite a few of those in my career, and some are not great stories, but there's lots to find during a routine eye exam. How about the guy who was applying to become a police officer?
Sounds good. That's a good example. We see quite a few people who are considering different careers and have to meet certain criteria with their vision to be accepted, correct?
Yep, correct. The fellow in question had gone to university so he could become a police officer, and he had been accepted as a candidate. All that was left to do was to pass the vision exam, and it turned out he was color deficient, and that disqualified him from being a police officer.
Really?
Yeah, and if he had known that, it would have allowed appropriate career counseling. It was quite unfortunate.
Wow. So if he'd had an eye exam as a child, he would have known he needed a different career path before he even attended university?
Yeah, if children think that way, but yeah, very much so. He just didn't know. And I don't know what decisions he would have made if he did know, but he would have known that he could not have become a police officer.
All right. So let's get kids in for their eye exams. Is that what you're saying?
Why don't we get everybody in for their eye exams? But sure, kids should be seen every 1 to 2 years in their youth, and the visits are covered by MSP.
That's right. Well, a great public service announcement this week, Dr. Taylor. Let's get back to the game.
All right. Fine with me. And I know we agreed to agree that the play of the game was punter John Ryan faking a punt and running the ball for a first down. Man, did he surprise everyone.
Yeah, and wasn't he surprised when the ball flew out of his hand? He looked up to try and recover, and a Rams player pasted him to the ground. He was out cold.
Pretty much. And Coach Carroll said afterwards that although they had practiced the play, they did not practice finishing the play. And poor John, he was a bit loopy and had to visit the hospital with a concussion.
About as big a hole as you'll see
ever. But now at least Ryan is able to get up, and he is assisted off the field.
Just falls out and then just buries him down into the ground.
Certainly Dave Cutler had lots to say about that particular play.
He sure did. And speaking of finishing, let's talk about finishing this podcast. We only have one more for the season.
Wow, yeah. And that's right. It's hard to believe it's coming up to the end of the season, but we're division champions, so playoffs, here we come. That's awesome.
And speaking of finishing, I'm going to put a plug in for Mayfair Optometric Clinic, finishing this year with our Use 'em or Lose 'em promotion.
Okay, use 'em or lose 'em. As usual, I have no idea what's going on in my own office.
We've got 30 to 50% off all of our frames with a purchase of complete eyewear, free transitions, and we've got some great multiple pair deals happening too. And now, with direct billing to insurance plans...
Right. So a lot of plans do end in the calendar year. So use 'em or lose 'em refers to using their benefits. Okay, back in the loop. Do I have any benefits at all?
No.
Oh, all right. Can we finish the podcast now?
We can. I'm Mary Lou.
And I'm Steven.
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays, too.